Hello friends, as you are here to join us with our presentation about Korean and Chinese food in Russian markets, I'm already here in China. And so now I'm going to talk about the Chinese food part. So basically the structure is also to tell about current state, contemporary development, and future outlook. In their enforce, I wanted to apply two theories here. First is the OLI framework by Downing, and this is also called electric paradigm, which analyzes ownership, location, internalization, the three parts. And this research, this theory helps us to answer the first research question of is Russian markets a good choice for our Korean or Chinese food? And another theory is the Porter Diamond model by Porter, and which I believe is developed based on the Porter's 5 forces. And based on this theory, we're going to answer the second research question: is Korean or Chinese restaurant competitive for Russian market? And if you want, how to make it more competitive? Okay, so let's go on to see the current state based on the indirect data. Unfortunately, we didn't find any very related data about food, Korean, even just very accurately about Korean Chinese food. But we can see from the foreign direct investment of China between the past 10 years, and we can see there's a slightly drop, but people also say that capital stock of the outward foreign direct investment kept grow. So we can assume that although we are not in a very positive situation, but there are still reasons to invest for Chinese restaurants and stakeholders. And also to see is Russian market a good choice for Chinese investors, we can see from the list here's in 2022, which countries or regions have the Chinese money go to. We can see that Hong Kong is the first place, and some places where taxes are lower. And Russia is here, not very significant position. And also another data here to show trust. Yeah, here's the leading economies for foreign direct investment outflows from the it's a comparison of the past 3 years. We can see here Russia's situation is that the investment dropped significantly in the 2021 and 2022. So we assume it's because of the war, and this current situation also impacts our analysis. So to see if restaurant and catering services a good choice, actually not very significant here. So this may also explain why this market is still underdeveloped. So here's the situation and current situation, and we believe there's still a lot of things that we can improve because the numbers figures here are not very positive. So next we are going to share about some case study based on our series. So we can see is Russian market a good choice for Chinese restaurant industry from the three following aspects. For example, for the ownership part, we may assume that a lot of famous Chinese trademarks and brands they are planning or already coming to Russia. We can see from the telecommunications company Huawei. And the same thing we believe could happen with the food industry too, because Chinese food is famous around the world. And also for both Korean Chinese recipes and chips, they have their specialties. And also there's business skills, and we can improve the quality of the stuff here. For location, Russian market has its really good advantage, very great access to fresh and high quality ingredients, especially meats like poultry and some porks, fish, the dairy, and many examples for good quality ingredients. And also, Russia is also a large and growing market, especially having this big interest in Chinese culture and Chinese food. And also, to be in for the regulations aspect, Russia has a relatively stable environment for the regulation here are good, and you have great laws to supervise the whole market. And we can also see efficient delivery system here with Yandex Delivery and Ozone Fresh, things like that. Those can also contribute to the development of Chinese food and restaurants. And the internalization parts, we can see that most Chinese restaurants here are very small scale. Thus, the management can be very direct and efficient. Also, they have well-trained staff because in most cases, immigrants, they are very energetic and willing to work more and gain more. Also, between Russia and China now, there is very effective communications. A lot of inter-business organizations could work as a communication tool for both sides. And also, there's a supply chain with China, which is developing now. Also, like some examples I see here in St. Petersburg, we have the Red Dragon, and this one is near the Moscow train station, a very famous milk tea brand in China. And also to see are Chinese restaurants competitive in Russia, we can use the Porter Diamond model. There's 4 basic factors for analyze and 2 of the chance and government level to consider this question. So first, to see the factor conditions. So Chinese restaurant has a unique and efficient way of production, and Chinese labor and workers in Russia has relatively good level of qualification, like Chinese chiefs. I've seen many positive reports about them to praise them. And for the demand conditions, the biggest factor could be the growing interest of Russian people in Chinese culture, in Chinese food. And for firm in strategy, structure, and rivalry, we could see that most Chinese restaurants here is small and medium-sized enterprises. And they are planning to going abroad. They have their own organizations and support each other. And considering the rivalries, now Western rivalries are losing its market share in Russia. So this could also be a good chance for Chinese restaurants. And to talk about the related and supporting industries, as I've mentioned, like transportation, delivery services, and online payment is quite developed in Russia, which is also very good news for Chinese restaurants. And the 2 extra points, like governments and chance, it's obvious that the Russian Chinese government has now very good relationships in the higher level, and this is also good news for the business partners. And other chances are still for us to develop and to see. Okay, so now let's see the conclusions of our outlook for futures. So both Korean and Chinese food restaurants has already gained its market in Russia, but we can still work on the scales and brand reputations. And based on our eclectic paradigm, Russian market can be a good choice for Korean and Chinese food industry, but some figures are not very positive. And based on the Porter's diamond model, we can promote success in those aspects we've mentioned, and we believe that food and restaurant industries can be a good choice for Korean and Chinese restaurants. And thank you for listening, and wish you very good time in snowy Russia, and all the best in your study and life.